Past paper questions for vectors. In the diagram, OP is P and OQ is Q. R is a point on PQ such that PR ratio RQ is 1:2. What does that mean? If PR is 1, RQ is 2. So can I say PR is 1/3 of the total and RQ is 2/3 of the total, right? We can always make ratios from the total quantities. So the first part is asking us express PQ as simply as possible in terms of P and Q. So what path will you make for PQ if I want to go from P to Q? What path do you suggest? कैसे जाएंगे P से Q? Very good. PO, you want to add vectors. We already understood that there are 3 ways of finding a vector. We either add different vectors, we use ratios, or we use equal vectors. तीनों में से कोई एक होता है. इसमें तो obviously P से अगर Q जाना है, so we said okay fine, let's add vectors PO plus OQ. Now what is PO? We cannot leave the answer like this. PO is minus P and OQ is Q. Is that right? You can rearrange it. You can also leave your answer like this. Nothing to worry about. You can leave it as minus P plus Q, or you can write it as Q minus P. दोनों बातें same है. Rearrangement से nothing matters. Is this clear? लिखते जाओ साथ साथ every step because you might need to use some of these vectors in the next part. This does not happen in every topic, but in vectors, you often need to use your previous answers in the next part. So please be very careful and write down your vectors properly. Now the question says OR. I need to go from O to R. So how will you go from O to R? OQQR, that is one way. Yes. Any other way? Bilkul, that is one way. OP plus PR is also a way. So let's try with this one. OP, OR is OP plus PR. Is that right? OP तो मुझे पता है P है. What about PR? I do not know PR. Do I? What can I say? Or again, कुछ steps. I'll be doing some extra steps to help you understand. PR की जगह, can I write 1/3 of PQ? Be very careful with the direction. PR की जगह, PR is actually 1/3 of PQ. Is that right? Be very careful with the directions because if you're not careful with the direction, then what is the use of the entire topic? Why did I do so? Because I already know PQ. I did not know PR, but I know PQ. Now I've related it to PQ. तो मेरे पास सारे known vectors हैं, right? What is OP? OP is P. And what is PQ? 1/3 of Q minus P. Is that right? लिखो इसको लिखो and then simplify. Now we P plus 1/3 Q minus 1/3 P. Sare, again, what is this? We cannot leave our answer like this. It's better to write P वाले अलग और Q वाले अलग. P को simplify करो. P minus 1/3 of P. What are you left with? You can either take an LCM or you can think logically as well with fractions. पूरा P था. इसमें से you remove 1/3 of P and you are left with 2/3 of P, or you can take the LCM as well and simplify and you'll get 2/3 of P plus 1/3 of Q. This might sound like a very lengthy method, but it's not. It's just to help you understand. इसलिए मैं बहुत सारे extra steps भी इसके कर रहा हूँ. Is this clear? Okay. Now the question is saying part 3 saying T is a point such that TR is 2 times OP. So do I know it in terms of P and Q? So TR is 2 times OP. Do I know OP? P और Q के terms में मुझे OP पता है. What is that? P है. Can I say it is 2p? TR is 2p. That is what the question is saying. So I already know a vector TR in terms of p. Now I want to go from O till T. O से T जाना है मुझे. Eventually मुझे O से T जाना है. What path do I have? चाहे T से जाता हुआ या वापस आता हुआ. Never worry about negative vectors. If I give you TR, you can always flip it up and make a negative vector of RT. उसके कोई problem नहीं. मैंने कहा O से T जाना है. You start from O and you eventually want to go to T. कोई रास्ता, कोई path जो T से आ रहा हो या जा रहा हो, एक ही रास्ता है. They have only given you a relationship with R. So the only road that goes to and from T is R. Is that right? If you want to go to T, पहले कहाँ जाओगे? OR plus, you can say OR plus RT. Is that right? What is OR? We have just figured that out. इसलिए मैंने कहा इसको clearly लिखा करो. So OT is, OR is this. What about RT? We know TR. What about RT? Minus 2P. Is this clear? Again, हमारे लिए फायदा क्या होता है? P वाला टर्म अलग लिखना और Q वाला अलग लिखना. Can you simplify and tell me LCM ले लो P में? You can always write Q at the start और P बाद में, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. Minus 4 by 3P plus 1 by 3Q. You can also write it as 1 by 3Q minus 4 by 3P. Be very clear with the negative sign because sometimes you need to use it in the next part और हमें खुद नजर नहीं आता. Is this clear? Once you get into the habit of writing down this complete thing, you will understand the advantages of this. Next use करना होता है तो फौरन ऊपर जाके we can pick it up from there. Is that right? So this is OT. Any other part from this question? Like that's it. Clear है? This part says express PQ in terms of P and or Q. क्या करें भाई? P से Q जाना है तो PQ is PO plus OQ, so that is minus P plus Q. Again, आहिस्ता आहिस्ता practice के साथ साथ आप directly answers लिख रहे हैं. And you can always rearrange it and write it as Q minus P. Is this clear? Then what about QS? Q says जाना है तो so हाँ एक मिनट. तो QS is what? First, what will you do? QR plus RS. सही है. Even that is fine. सही है. QR plus RS. कौन सा वाला इसमें से आपको पता है? You know QR, right? RS के लिए you'll have to use ratios. What does the question say? Yes. If PS is 1, then SR is 3. But I want to relate it to the total. मैं इसको पूरे total से रखी. Why am I doing so? क्योंकि मुझे total वाला पता है. So total का कितना हो जाएगा? 3/4 of RP. Be very careful with the directions. Is that right? So इसमें से QR क्या है? QR is P. And this is 3/4 of negative Q. P minus 3/4 of Q. Is this clear? P is a point on QS extended. QS को अगर मैं extend करूं तो एक point आ जाता है T 4/3 of QS. सही है. QS we have already found. Express PT. P से कहाँ जाना है हमें? T पे जाना है. We already know QT is 4/3 of QS और हमें P से T जाना है. Any path पहले निकालो P से T जाने के लिए. What will you do? T से कौन सा रास्ता जा रहा है? Any path Q वाला ही रास्ता है. So if you want to go from P से T, क्या करें पहले? P से कहाँ जाए? P से Q चले जाएं. Very good. And then Q से T चले जाएं. Is that right? Why did we do so? हमने कहा Q आ जाओ. Q से T का रास्ता हमें पता है. Because that is what the question has provided. Is that right? QT की जगह can I write 4/3 of QS? PQ कितना था? We already figured that out, right? Minus P plus Q plus 4/3 of P minus 3/4 of Q. शुरू में कुछ लेंथी मेथड से मैं करवा रहा हूँ, so help you understand. Eventually when you will practice those questions, तो फिर आसानी हो जाएगी. Now simplify. Minus P plus 4/3 P and then plus Q minus Q तो cancel हो गया. Is that right? So again क्या आया? PT जरा बताओ मुझे. LCM लो 3. यही आ रहा है. Take the LCM 3 minus 3 plus 4 is 1/3 of P. ये तो हमने आंखें बंद करके कैलकुलेट कर लिया. Now what can we conclude about points O, P and T? और से देखो, the question says what can we conclude about points O, P and T? The question told us that QS is extended. So if I extend QS, यहाँ कहीं T है. Is that right? And when we found PT, तो PT came only in terms of P. Is that right? इसमें Q आया ही नहीं. That means कि P के बाद T इसी लाइन में ही था. PT is parallel to OP. Is that right? PT is parallel to OP. So what can we say about O, P and T? We say that they are collinear points. Points that lie on one single line are called collinear points. So we can say that they are collinear points. Is this clear?